Hello, everyone. Tuesday afternoon, about 5 p.m., a 14-year-old girl at a Cincinnati-area amusement park. It was in a water park section of an amusement park about 40 miles north of Cincinnati. I guess she fell in some water and she drowned. Yeah, she fell in about 5 p.m. and then, paramedics rushed over, picked her up from the water about 5:30, flew her to a hospital, and that's where she was pronounced dead. Yeah, this is not long after an 11-year-old boy, I believe, died at a amusement park in Iowa. But yeah, those are, well, they're very similar, but they're not exactly the same. There are differences. The girl died in the water park area of an amusement park, while I think the boy died on a coaster, on a roller coaster. Yeah, and I don't think either of them compared to when that 10-year-old boy flew off of this water slide and died. I mean, that nothing compares to that. I think they had to shut down the park. Like, it was bad. It was bad. They definitely had to shut down the ride. But yeah, it was bad. What else is going? Oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi thought, she blocked Jim Jordan and Jim Banks, Republican representatives, Jordan from Ohio and Banks from Indiana, from the January 6th committee, which, goodness gosh, because Nancy just doesn't like Jim Jordan or Jim Banks or any of those people, doesn't trust them, thinks that, their comments would hurt the integrity of the investigation, and bull crap. Bull crap right there. Goodness gosh. Just doesn't want him now. Just doesn't want him. But honestly, how many people cannot be arrested from the January 6th attack at this point? It was over 6 months ago. They've already arrested over 400 people, charged them with federal crimes, and some have pleaded guilty, some have pleaded not guilty. Yeah. But yeah, it was over 6 months ago. I'm sure justice is being served. It's continuing to be served. It might take a few more months for justice to be completely served, but we're sure getting a whole lot closer. What else is going? Oh yeah, there has been a sharp increase in young children getting into marijuana gummies, and thinking it's just candy because they don't know better. These children they're babies. They're less than 2 years old. There was this 21-month-old boy that ate 15 gummies that he thought was candy. It was marijuana that his mother was using to cope with, the stress of being the mother of a very young child. The mother knew that something wasn't right, because, he just would just start crying without a reason, just would be stiff, wouldn't talk. Within an hour, that boy was in the hospital. There was a high amount of THC in his system, and wow. Yeah, there's been a sharp increase in incidents of young children consuming marijuana. Children under the age of 12, only about 100 children under the age of 12 consumed marijuana in 2016. But in 2020, that spiked way up there to 2,500 in 2020. Goodness gosh, that is a lot of young children consuming marijuana. Many of them don't even know it's marijuana because they think it's just candy. Which is why, you just gotta lock this stuff up. I mean, I'm not saying marijuana should be illegal, but I'm just saying, if you have young children and you're using it, you need to lock that stuff up. Because you don't want your children getting into that, trust me. Ooh, boy, this is gonna be a hard time for them if they're under the age of 12, yeah. And they haven't even hit puberty yet. I mean, that's gonna be tough on them. It really is, So you see, you just gotta lock that stuff up if you are the parent of young children. Yeah. What else is going on? Oh yeah, there are historic floods up there in China. They received about a year worth of rain in just it was 3 days. 3 days, and at least 2 dozen are dead over there. A dozen drowned, and then a dozen more died from other, causes provoked by these floods. Yeah, just devastating times over there in China. What else? Oh, yeah, more and more people are testing positive for COVID-19, over in Japan, right before the opening ceremony of the Olympics. The events officially began, I think, yesterday, but I don't think the opening ceremony will take place until, tomorrow. Yeah, and I guess, Poland, I'm not sure what team, but on one of their teams, it might have been their swimming team, I'm not sure, but they miscounted the number of athletes eligible to compete, in the Olympics. So yeah, there were 6 Polish athletes, just excited to participate in the Olympics. They had to get on a plane to go back home because they actually weren't eligible. Because, someone miscounted. That's just gotta be devastating, flying all the way to Tokyo just to go to the Olympics and then having to go back home because you can't participate. That's sad. Yeah. Now, what else? I don't know. Anyway, subscribe to my channel. I've got to go now. Bye.